This video is for anyone who wants to have the best possible sober vacation. I've got 5.5 tips. I'm presuming that you already have some sober time in you. We're not going to talk about going on vacation to stop. That's a whole different video. The first thing is to think about the mindsets that you're leaving with, the mindsets that you're going to go on your vacation with. It's about relearning, opening yourself to new things. Not from day one, not from that first day of vacation, but from the planning stages, right? Throughout the whole thought process that you're going on. You know, you're looking forward, you're anticipating going on your journey. My first vacation, I tried the same style as vacations that I was having in the previous life, you know, when I was drinking. And that just didn't work for me. It's like going to a bar when you're stopped drinking and trying to have the same feeling. So you have to redefine how the new you goes on vacation. And a lot of that starts before you actually go, right? In that planning stage. For me, the whole redefining, it came down to relaxation, to complete relaxation, to rejuvenation, and to having as much fun as I could have in my own mind. And you know, this is really going to be unlike any vacation that you've ever had. You know, once you get that idea out of your head that alcohol matters, that you need alcohol, you're going to have a better vacations and you're going to have more vacations. The next thing I want to talk about is just the approach, how you approach going on your vacation, how you approach the whole thing, how you approach that anticipation, how you approach your planning. The best way to approach your first or your second sober vacation is to do as much planning as you can possibly do, putting yourself in the right frame of mind before you actually go. How much planning is that is up to you, but I think as much as you can, right, as much as you feel comfortable with. You know, you can't plan for everything. Try and do a lot of research, see what's there, see what you can do, see what you like to do, see what you would like to experiment with doing, because stopping drinking alcohol, those first few months, first couple of years are all about experimentation. The fear mindset is always there because you've got no planning, right? So you get there, you get on your vacation, you get to that destination, and that old programming kicks in. You've got fear of missing out. You're thinking to yourself, well, you know, the vacation is just not the same without getting drunk. You know, what am I going to do with myself? How am I going to cope with boredom? Why am I going to get bored? I'm going to get bored. Oh my God, what am I going to do? You know, the good mindset is you're leaving home and you're deciding to have fun. You're determined to have fun. You're going to enjoy yourself, right? You don't need a poison. It doesn't matter what other people do. You don't care what other people do. There's so much to do, so much to see, so much to explore. You can't stop certain amounts of FOMO from intruding on your thoughts, right? You're going to have some fear of missing out, but you can control things, right? The next thing to understand is your time frame, that there's different time frames involved with a drunken holiday and a sober holiday, right? When I was a drunken holiday, I was just used to go, that was a time I'd block off that time and I'd just get pissed. Not for the whole journey, but you know, for a lot of it. Now, your vacation is a pocket out of time, right? It's a bubble where you're going to leave behind your normal daily routines. Now I go away on holidays, it's to bring as little of my normal life with me as possible, right? To leave as much of that normal responsibility behind as I can. We leave the boys behind, we don't take the dogs with us, hardly, you know. One or two of the holidays we will. We leave work behind, we leave chores behind, and we just go and we try and relax. It's still not isolated from the rest of your life, that pocket of time that you've got. It's a part of the whole, and the choices that you make on the holiday, they're going to affect you. They're going to affect what you do down the road, right? So I want you to come home relaxed. I want you to come home energized for more. That's the way I want to feel when I get back home, like I've been on a holiday, like I've vacated my life for a while and I'm ready to step back into it, right? I want to feel rejuvenated in my mind as well as my body. Are you going to come back feeling relaxed, or are you going to come back feeling lots of regret and knowing that you've got to start the whole sober process over again and again and again? Because if you do it once, you're more likely to do it again. Now, you can drastically change your life with that alcohol, but only if you keep the alcohol out of your mouth and work to eliminate it from your life. It's a long-term process, right? Keeping the alcohol out starts from day one, right? But working to eliminate those thoughts from alcohol, that keeps going. Now let's talk about expectations. Now, your expectations before you leave, it's going to play a huge part in how your whole vacation turns out. You know, vacation should be times that are remembered, just like all the other celebrations in your life. What are you working for if you're not working for memories in the future? You know, times that you can have and you can look back on and you can smile and say, that was a great time. How many drunken holidays do you remember? How many drunken holidays do you actually remember being there and you actually remember all the things that went along? How many drunken holidays do you regret? You'll never regret a vacation that you didn't drink. Never. Memories are there for reliving the important events in your life. Now, the old me, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe when I was younger, I'd be crawling into my bed at that time. But more likely, the last 10 years anyway, especially when I was drinking, I'd be in bed, not sleeping properly, more drinking me because of the vacation, right? Waking up with horrible hangovers, needing a fix-me-up drink as soon as I possibly could, and normally I'd leave it until 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning right before I had that. Otherwise, I'd have the whole day being the whole rotten cycle starting over again. I'd feel grumpy, I'd feel tired, I'd feel uninspired for the rest of the day, right? Now, one of my favorite things to do in a city, especially when we go on a city vacation, and we've gone on a lot of these, visited a lot of cities in Spain since I stopped, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning is a beautiful time to get out of the hotel or out of the Airbnb or wherever we're staying. It's just before dawn. There's not many people out. Some of the cafes are just setting up. Street cleaners are out doing their job and saying good morning to people. Anyone you meet on the street, there's not very many people. So, it's nice to walk past somebody and say, buenos dias, good morning if we're in England or Ireland. It's nice. It's quiet. It's fresh. It's a new day, fresh start, clean. And that has become a new tradition for me, right? So I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be something spectacular. Plus, when I go away on holidays now, the day is always meaningful, right? We have a plan. Even if we're going to sit down and do nothing, right? We'd maybe go out to a restaurant later in the evening, that's it, right? But no poison gets in the way. The first proper vacation, there's always going to be some unwanted emotions that are likely to pop up. Like I said, you're going to get some FOMO, fear of missing out. You're going to get some old habit self-talk, maybe a drink wouldn't be too bad. That's going to happen, right? Some discomfort associated with that, but that's about the most of it. Think about it as it's all normal. Habit is automatic and you're just trying to get rid of that, and that's just your habit trying to push a little bit in and reinstate itself. Your holiday is supposed to rejuvenate you, so you should expect that. You should plan for that. You should build it into your days and your evenings, right? That you want to come home. Like I said, you've got this little pocket, but it's going to affect the rest of your holiday. So plan those things so when you do get back home, you're going to feel rejuvenated, you're going to feel relaxed, you're going to feel ready to move on. How many times I came back from a vacation needing another vacation because instead of rejuvenating, I treated my body like some kind of a trash bin with food and alcohol and just nonsense, right? So the last 10 years of my drinking, this will give you an example of where I was. Last 10 years of my drinking, I had 3 vacations, right? And all of those 3 vacations were less than 4 days. The last 10 years, since I've stopped drinking alcohol, I've had over 100 vacations, right, in 10 years. Again, mostly short vacations, weekends away, that kind of stuff. But there's been a lot of week-long vacations, 2-week-long vacations. Have a look back through my videos, right? There's 1,200 videos of 1,300 videos on the channel, and you'll see me going to these places, right? I think we went to 6 different countries. All of this is because I stopped drinking alcohol. I had more time, more energy, more growth, more health, more wealth. They were the things that I was focusing on. So this leads on to the next point, which is you control what goes down in more ways than one. You drink or you don't drink. It's up to you, right? You're not powerless, right? What do you control? What do you not control? That's what you have to think about. You're never going to be 100% ready, right? For any of these vacations, no matter how much planning you do, you're never going to be 100% ready. It's impossible to do that. Before I stopped drinking alcohol, I would choose where I was going. I wouldn't do hardly any planning at all, and I would just go. I'd leave everything to fate. Maybe I was about 20% ready. As long as there was a bar there and I could get some food and then I could have a bed where I was going to be able to crash, it was good. Now I'm always about 97.7% set before I leave the house, right? I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do. You can't get that perfect prediction. You can't predict everything, but it's good to have a plan. If I'm going away for a weekend, I know what I'm going to do on all the days that I'm there. I know that I'm going to relax most of all. So think about when you don't control the things outside of your life, you're always controlling how you respond. Now that's not just for vacation, that's for everything. You've got to accept certain realities in your life, but you're also going away on holidays to create realities, right? To create memories that you're going to enjoy for many years down the road. And the more you control what goes on up here in your mind, the more you're going to enjoy your time. First and foremost, you control what goes into your mouth. Now, if you think it's any other way, you're kidding yourself. The alcohol doesn't get into your mouth unless you want it to be there. You control if you're powerful or powerless. They're two states of mind. Now, I used to be powerless over alcohol because that's what I told myself. That's what I kept telling myself all the time, that I couldn't give up, you know. Same with the cigarettes, I couldn't give up. I didn't want to give up. Old habits die hard, but it doesn't matter. You know, sometimes you're going to have to take a step back, pause for a minute while you're away on your vacation, right? Stop and think. Am I going into automatic mode here? Am I going into the old habit? And you need to reinforce a new way of thinking on yourself. That's basically what you're doing in these first couple of vacations that you're going on. You're trying to reinforce the new way of you going away on vacations. I don't drink anymore. That's just the way it is, right? That's what you have to tell yourself. I don't drink anymore. I'm building a new way of living, which includes a new way of going away on vacation. Right, now for the half a point, for the 0.5, I think this is the most important thing. You have to plan on enjoying yourself. Go with the idea that you're going to have lots and lots of fun, and you will. End of story. So watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next.